All right, welcome to tonight's Hobby Hangout Live. I'm your host, Denny Cards, and I have with us today a very special guest who has been a prior guest on the podcast. But again, in 2025, I really want to do this long form storytelling. And the last time we had on Bryan of Goat Sports Cards, he was telling us about opening up a card shop while having a baby. Well, not having a baby, but that's my other guest, Dakota. He has babies, but I don't know if they're done, but he has little ones, and he has just recently retired from public service in the DMV, in the federal. The largest employer in our area is the federal government, and so Bryan, I that might have been your eBay or my eBay. I'm gonna put my phone on silent.
That was
I
definitely
wanted
yours.
to, yeah. So before we get to tonight's guest, I wanted to say, I wanted to acknowledge our guests from last week. Thank you so much, Alex of Collectors MD. I really enjoyed the incredible story, the hangout. It was a pretty somber one. It was pretty a serious topic, but I felt like it was very much needed, and it was just I wish nothing but the best for Collectors MD, and I want to see them grow too. So that could be certainly a long form storytelling, seeing how they're growing as a movement. So tonight we're going to be doing less talking about that somber, serious topic. I think we're going to have less talk about Pokemon too. Although Bryan, with setting up his card shop, I think he understands there is you got to strike while the iron's hot with Pokemon. So we might have some talk about Pokemon, but for today's agenda, and thank you to the people who are filtering in live. Tonight's agenda, we're going to talk about how he did at the Mid-Atlantic Card Show, updates on the new store, the big trade with Bobby Witt Jr. He recently had some PSA grades pop, and we're gonna also talk about a topical topic because he actually likes it. But V Friends Tops Chrome. I am probably on the other fence of it, but I'm also not going to tell people to not buy it. I think that I'm just kind of like a interested casual observer of what's going on. So, welcome, Bryan, to the show.
How's it going?
I'm you know what it's Mother's Day. Actually, let me do one more acknowledgement. Shout out to all the moms out there. I made a reel about this earlier for Instagram, and cross posting it on TikTok and YouTube just because that's the thing to do now. But I just want to give a shout out, just a heartfelt shout out to all the moms out there who are, like, you don't, maybe I'm sure there are moms, especially for maybe Pokemon, who love cards, right? But for the most part, they are enabling and supporting. They're not active participants. They drive the kids to the card shops. They drive them to the card shows, to the trade nights. They're the ones who usually have to say no to a lot of the purchases that the kids want to make, but they are supportive, and they are really just they're fantastic. So shout out to all the moms out there who are um, just awesome to the people who are in the hobby, and of course shout out to the moms who are part of the hobby as well. But as we know, this is a very much a male dominated hobby, especially on the sports card side of things, more so than say the Pokemon TCG side of things. What do you think, Bryan?
Um, it's absolutely male dominated, but again, like you said, there's a lot of moms out there that support their children going for these sports cards, Pokemon. It's actually kind of funny you brought that up. We took the kids out to ice cream tonight, and there was a kid that came in and he was wearing a Dylan Cruz jersey. So I just started talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, I just got back from the game actually." I was like, "Oh, do you collect sports cards?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah." And he was with his mom as well, and um, you could just tell that is when I told him that I was opening up a sports card shop, his mom was all about it. Um, it was they're the moms in the background are just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, these kids can't drive. You're right. So
I
mom's
know.
got to drive them. I mean, dads can
Yep.
too, and then the dads are going to get completely sucked in, if they are not already into the hobby. but yeah, the moms will drive them, and I see that, but I've seen some crazy TikToks where these kids are like trying to drive to McDonald's by themselves, or they get arrested. They're, like 9 years old, they're like doing Muppet Babies with like the pedals
Yeah.
and the steering wheel. But no,
Yeah,
the
this mom might have been happy that I'm opening up a shop closer to her so she
yeah,
doesn't have to drive as far.
exactly, exactly. So, thank you, Over the Years Sports. He says, my guy Brian. I don't know him, Brian. Do you know who Over the Years Sports is?
I'm still learning a lot of the names right now. I've had a
Okay,
lot of new people add me of recent.
gotcha. You do have to spell his name correctly. It's Bryan for today's guest. It is Brian of Goat Sports Cards. So again, thank you to Alex again, and thank you to the uh, again to all the moms out there. He says it's Tim. Do you know who Tim is?
Tim. Ah,
We'll we'll
yeah.
interface offline. Isn't that
Yeah,
what they
yeah,
all say?
yeah.
So
I'm
so
sure I do.
the first thing I wanted to say about Pokemon is, I mean, how did you have any Pokemon available? Let's talk about the Mid-Atlantic Card Show. Again, thank you,
Yeah.
Ryan, the promoter. I had a video come out about my interview with Adrian Dantley. Oh, Bargain Boxer. Yeah, I know
Oh,
Bargain
yeah,
Boxer
yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I know.
Yes, absolutely.
It must be his alt account because I think he goes by Bargain Boxer
But
on
yeah, that's what
YouTube.
I'm used to. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we got some. Let's talk about Bazooka Joe D Sports Card says, and thank you for being here. He says it's all about the kids. It's why I love setting up at the small local card shows. It's the kids who actually love the cards, not the ones trying to wheel and deal for the big dollar cards they don't care about. Man, I agree with that. You
Yeah.
know, I Brian, you and I both know as we set up as vendors, and you've done it much more than me, but when I see these downtowns and kabooms, like they look shiny, they look cool, but
Yeah.
there's no character to them. They're
No,
they're
that's
commodity cards.
yes,
They
absolutely.
transact regularly. I know it's the name of the game. I know you wheel and deal, but I don't care about case
Yeah.
hits like as much as I do about other cards. I mean, it's not that
Yeah.
I think that they serve no purpose. I mean, they definitely are liquid and they transact,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like there's no character in them.
No.
That's just my opinion. So, Bazooka Joe D, thank you so much. So let's talk about case hits. Let's talk about Pokemon. Let's talk about how the show went. I mean,
Yeah.
and I will read Bazooka Joe's comment after we talk, but go ahead. The floor is
So
yours.
Mid Atlantic was an awesome show again. It always is. Ryan promotes that show so well. But this time we didn't do as much buying. And again, I might have been a little bit sleepy on the end because of the late game in Baltimore, driving back to where I'm at, and then driving out in the morning to um Silver Spring. But I bought maybe a handful of cards. It wasn't many this time, but we still did probably 50 transactions of sales and cards and whatnot. And our dollar boxes, I've been really trying to organize them for the shop and whatnot. So I brought out a few of the football dollar boxes, and we probably sold $200 cards out of there, which was awesome. But yeah.
I love to hear it. Yeah, we don't have to talk about the exact gross numbers, but
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
you text me, I made this much, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. But then I sometimes not in a way to like rib you, but I do
yeah.
ask you, okay, so out of that number,
How much was my
what's the
actual?
income? Yeah, what's the net?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
gross is awesome. I mean, gross is
yeah,
gross. But then you
yeah,
have the whole like, you know, if you sell a $1,000 card, like, are you into it for 900? Are you into it for 700? Right. I mean,
yeah,
so net income is certainly important, but I'm
yeah.
very every time you tell me your numbers, they're larger and larger, and
They
I'm
are getting bigger and
impressed.
bigger.
Yeah. I mean, I really am impressed by what you, and of course, your partner Scott, who is not a part owner of the store, but
Yes,
you
not.
set up with Scott, you set up
Yeah.
with Josh, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's really
Yeah.
awesome.
Hopefully, in time, Scott and Josh. Well, Josh, I want to for sure to start working for me as soon as I
Yeah,
can. I just want to see how it goes starting off. But
absolutely.
Scott has his daughter just starting at Penn State, so he's a little bit um holding off for a little bit on it.
Yeah. Totally hear that. Yeah, we
Yeah,
we are Penn State.
yeah, yeah,
Out of those 50 transactions or so, and the dollar
yeah.
box you said that are mostly football. I mean, did you have like Pokemon inventory? Like, did you have it? How
Yeah.
much of those 50 were Pokemon?
So none of the singles were Pokemon. I actually, for me, I don't have Pokemon individual singles. I only have sealed wax at Pokemon. We did sell a little bit of sealed wax, so
Gotcha. Because you when you set up as a vendor, like you actually have the shelving stuff, right? I mean, some people
yes,
they just go showcases. Some people they have like shelves and all the
yeah,
boxes and all that. Like, but so you bring with you showcases, shelving, and
selling. Correct,
the 3 row, 4 row boxes for the values.
correct, correct. Yep.
Okay, nice. So maybe this is when I will bring in another a vendor, Bazooka Joe D. I don't know where you set up, sir. If you let me know, I'll read it out in chat, but I'll read out your comment. You say you give some cards to some kids and they just take it to the vendor next door and try to trade it. I got a story about that. Do you want to share?
Look,
You want to share
look.
your experiences with this comment?
So I actually haven't had that many experiences like that. Everything that I've given away, I think they truly kept, but who knows?
All right, so I got 2 stories. I'll try to keep
Yeah,
them
let's
short.
hear it.
The first one was really early on when I was a vendor, when I really had no reason to, because I had very little inventory. It was the first ever show I set up at, and it was the Firehouse show, Annandale, Virginia. So
Yeah.
it's a really small show. Nothing against it. Like I like the promoter Nick Schaff, but I just feel like I haven't been there in a while, and I just have so many things going on in the hobby. But yeah, I set up as a vendor, and I gave some free cards to kids, and literally 10 minutes later, the kid came to me wanting to see if he could
Trade
sell it
that
to
card.
me.
So
Not even a trade up challenge. He's like, "Hey, do you want to buy this?" And I said, "You know,
I just did.
I just I could be I was like, I could be wrong, but I think I gave this card to you." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you did. I'm sorry." So I was like, "Wow." Um the second story is the one. So I did a pop-up vending at the Mid-Atlantic Card Show. So I was an ambassador from like 9. I was there at 7 o'clock, but from like 9 to I was helping with the front door, and I was not able to do much in the main showroom this time. As you could see, like I was barely in there at all because I was just running around running logistics and helping out because they were shorthanded
Yeah.
because of like prom and all this stuff. So I was there, and again, it was after a late night at the Camden Yards the night before, after having my box stolen and all
Unreal.
that. Yeah. So I was an ambassador from 9 to 12, or like helping run the show, and then I had Adrian Dantley, and I had the interview, and I was helping like people with their photographs and their, just talking to them,
Yeah.
interviewing them. So that was from like 12 to 1. Hold on, this cat's gonna jump on me. It's not even my cat. And then from 1 to 3, I ended up doing like a pop-up vending experience where I had like just one showcase, one value box, and I did some buying, some trading. Shout out to Jeff Smith and his son Henry. They were I haven't made the content yet. I've recorded it. It's just I
Yeah.
have to edit it. But I did a pop-up vending thing, and this kid comes up to me and he asks if I want to do the trade up challenge, and I told him I love supporting kids. I give away things to kids, but
Yeah.
the trade up challenge, and I'll tell people why I'm against it, is because I think it creates a unreasonable expectation for
Yeah.
kids that if you're a kid and you look cute and you're like, oh hey, look, I'm just a kid, that you just get things in life. And I just feel like kids should earn things in life. I know with giveaways it's a different story, but again, it's a whole separate thing. I just feel like trade up challenge, I'm just not keen on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That said, this kid comes
Same.
up to me and he's like, this is a set. I traded I guess it was a 2024 Topps Rainbow Foil Ellie De La Cruz PSA 10. That was like $70 for
Yeah.
I don't remember the guy's name. He got cut from the Commanders, Emmanuel
Oh,
Sanders, maybe.
yeah.
But it was a snake skin out of 88 PSA 10 Emmanuel, and he's like, I just traded this Ellie De La Cruz for this card, and it was like it's a
Oh,
$90 card.
yeah.
And I just comped it with him, and I just said, hey, let's talk this out.
Yeah.
So it's a $1 card raw.
Right.
Emmanuel Forbes, I think was the name.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And he was like, can you do like $100 card? I was like, I literally, I this is
yeah.
literally, you'd be lucky to get the Cossack rating back for this. It's a
Oh,
dollar card raw. He's no longer in the NFL, or he's been cut by the Commanders, and he's not
yeah,
a viable player. He's just,
yeah,
I don't even know what position he plays. But
yeah.
anyway, I helped him get the Ellie De La Cruz back,
Okay, good.
and I was happy for him, right? Because
Yeah,
I restored the, I kind of like told the dealer, hey, this card is just not, can you just undo it?
yeah.
So I put a little pressure on, a little influence,
Yep.
and he got it back.
Good.
10 minutes later, as I'm packing up, he comes to me and he goes, oh, look what I have. I have wax. I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, I traded the Ellie De La Cruz. Again, I helped him.
You need to keep
He's like,
that card.
you should keep it.
Yeah.
Um, he comes back and he has two blasters. It's like
Yeah.
one's basketball, and one's a mosaic blaster, and
Yeah.
then one's a football blaster, and maybe like $70.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna rip them. And you want to rip it with me? I said, I think his name's Owen, and this is gonna make the vlog. But he's
Okay.
like, I'm gonna rip them, and I was like, no, 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 you rip it by yourself, and get your two friends to do it. So the three of them are ripping like 3 packs each, like nine
Yeah.
packs. $70 worth of blasters, two blasters.
Yeah.
He got completely dusted. He got
Uh,
nothing. Like, the
that's
best card
unfortunate.
was a pink parallel Josh Giddey rookie card that was
Yeah.
like $1.50.
Oh,
So I felt so bad. It's like, I helped out this kid, and then he just goes ahead and just makes
and
another a bet.
makes the same mistake.
But that's the thing. When you're a
Yeah.
kid, you're allowed to make mistakes.
I
Even
know.
even as an adult, like, you can make mistakes. But I was just like, man, but I was glad. I was like, I mean, I told him I would have glad to have traded, for the Ellie De La Cruz,
Yeah.
a straight up swap. But
Yeah.
he learned. I hope he learned. So, let me just read the chat a little bit. I got J2 Comics is just laughing. He's like, Denny, you just hit it. And he goes, it's funny when they come back to sell you the card they gave them. Absolutely. Bazooka says, I just watched Not My Cat video today. And he says he sets up at the central New Jersey area, Hightstown and Bordentown. I don't know those areas, but I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know those towns, but I have been in the Jersey area recently. And he says, thanks. Oh, and he said, yeah, you give some kids the cards, they just take it to the vendor next door. And then Q Train says, goats back on the pod. Thank you guys for being here. Um, so those are my two stories. So I didn't want to go too long with them. We're already at the 18
Yeah.
minute mark. That
Yeah.
happens on these podcasts, these lives, especially when you're reading out the live chat. I haven't seen the Snickerdoodle crowd come. They probably come in
I
like
know,
10
right?
minutes. Yeah,
I
they'll be
still
here
don't.
soon.
I looked that up and I still don't know what it means.
No, I feel like I should. I did it my like general
Yeah.
search. I'm not gonna search any deeper, like, because that'll just get me into trouble, I think. So okay, so we talked about how dealing at the Mid Atlantic Card Show went. Let's get an update on the store, because I feel like that's also going to dive into the Bobby Witt story, and then two
Yes.
topics that we can cover if we have time, because I really want you to tell the Bobby Witt story like in full. We
Yeah.
can talk about the recent PSA pop and the V Friends Tops Chrome, but give us an update on the store.
Yep. So the store's going along good. We just got word last week. We know who won the bid for the contract. So construction should be starting this week coming up. The contractor said it should take about 4 weeks to finish everything. So technically we could probably be open mid-June, but I was talking with the wife and I think we're gonna push it back just to make sure we have everything working right and everything set up correctly. July 12th, I think, is gonna be the grand opening.
Breaking news, July 12th, Herndon,
Yes,
Virginia. And I'm gonna be there to make content. I
absolutely.
know I don't have any like salaried position, or like, I know we've talked about like,
Yeah,
can I get some hookup on some singles or wax, but
yeah.
actually never asked you this question. What's my unofficial title? What's my role with can it be like director of social media, or like what would be a good
Man,
and
we
we're just
gotta,
brainstorming.
yeah, any of that sounds pretty good. I like any of that.
Yeah. Shop ambassador.
Yeah.
I can be shop ambassador. I mean, I've done show ambassador, director of social media content, director of content producer,
Yeah,
executive producer, just things that I'm just spitballing out there. But
yeah,
yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad to be a part of it, and I'm gonna just document it. You've heard me say I
yeah,
want to see the things being made, because I think that would make some great content, and also something that you could look back on, right? I mean, just
yeah.
documenting it.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so we'll see. We'll keep talking about that. So I had a question about what you just said though. When you
Yeah,
said we just found out who won the bid for the contracting, like what was it out of your hands, or I thought you get to
cor
decide who
correct.
won?
I do not, because
Mm.
the owners of the building are paying for the construction,
Uh,
so they have to put it out on their bid. That was part of us. We signed a 10-year lease at this place.
Whew.
If I were to do a 5-year, I would have been having to do the construction and whatnot. But since I did the 10-year, that was part of the deal.
So in order to keep you as a longer term tenant and lock you in at the and is this I don't know how much inside baseball, but do the rates go up, or are you just locked into a same rate?
So it's goes up a little bit. I think it goes up like 3% every year.
Okay.
Um, right about there. But they threw in a lot of incentives too, like 12 months free rent. So, but that's
Sounds
spaced
awesome.
out. That's going to be spaced out like um we get 1 month up front, and then every year that we're there we get like 2 more months. So
Mhm.
like next year January will be January and February will be we don't have to pay rent, that
Oh my
type of
gosh,
thing.
I
Yep.
love it.
So there was a lot of incentives in our deal.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yep.
So so the July 12th is likely
Yes.
the
That's
yeah,
that's the
awesome.
day that we're thinking. I mean, we probably could push it earlier, but I think we're just waiting for the holidays um to get done. And I'm a big Fourth of July guy, so
You are. You have
I
invited me to the
we,
party, and I have
yes,
not been able to come, but
we do
I
slip and slide kickball here.
that sounds awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, you have been such a kind person, yeah, a friend in the hobby. So speaking of, okay, so you got the store opening up. Gosh, you got the store opening up,
Yep.
and I'm gonna try to help create some content for it and just be a part of the social media strategy for the shop. You
Absolutely.
the only reason so I have some friends who live in Baltimore, and I
Yeah.
love Camden Yards. I love
Yep.
watching, I love watching live baseball. I don't really watch live. I don't watch baseball on the television. I don't have the MLB app. I don't have all of that stuff. Yeah, I'll watch some highlights here and there. There's some social media content that I like from, like, I don't know what's called, like John Boy Media and like
Yeah.
ESPN and all that stuff. Having said that, there really is nothing like going to a ballpark
I know.
in a hot summer day and also a cool spring evening. So the
Yep.
night before the Mid Atlantic Card Show, which was on May 3rd, so May
Yep.
2nd, it was a 7:05 p.m. start.
Yes, it was.
Before I let you talk about your end of things, let me
Yeah.
tell you, I remember when you sent me that text. I
Yeah.
did not put up on my Instagram stories or in social media that this was happening and that
Yeah.
I might be a part, because I
Yeah.
didn't want to jinx it.
I
Well,
know.
it turns out I it didn't matter what I jinxed it or not. It happened for you, which I'm very happy for,
Yeah.
but I completely got caught
Traffic.
up. I will admit, I went to Ace Hardware. I picked up some
Okay.
wax that eventually
Yeah.
got stolen, but
Yeah.
I went to get the flyers. I went to Ace Hardware. I did a half day. I ended work early enough where I
Yep.
thought I was giving myself enough of a cushion. That cushion immediately disintegrated upon the traffic of the DMV.
It was brutal. There was
I
a lot of
was in
accidents that
I
day.
was in yeah, Friday. It was just Friday afternoon
I know.
traffic, you know? It's
Yeah.
just brutal in this area. It's the worst in the country. And,
Yeah.
much as people in other areas of the country want to say they have the worst traffic. Oh, LA has the worst traffic. New York has the worst traffic. It's DC. Okay. So I ended up, you had told me to meet you at right when gates open at like 5:30, an hour and a half
Yep.
before the game, right?
Yep.
What time did you get there?
We got there about 5 o'clock.
Yeah. I
I mean,
I got
actually, it might have been a little bit earlier because we went to Pickles Sports Bar there.
uh
So we
so
we
I
had,
yeah,
yeah.
I ended up I was gonna meet up with my friend before and get a drink,
Yep.
pregame and go to the gate 5:30. I probably got there around 6:30, and that was with giving myself a cushion. So
Yeah.
it took me
And
over
then it
2 hours to move. Like it was almost a 2.5 hour drive from DC to Baltimore, which is without traffic, it's an hour drive.
and then it started pouring too.
That's right. That is
It
right.
started pouring.
Thankfully, during the interaction with Bobby Witt, it had cleared up, right, by that point?
It just cleared up, but
Yeah.
so when I was at the sports bar, I got a message from him saying, "Hey, I'm at the dugout. Come now." I'm still at the sports bar when I got that message, and
To come now.
it was still raining at that point. So I looked at the my buddy that I was with, and we just started booking it through the rain.
All right, so we're gonna have to reverse a little bit
Yeah, yeah,
prior.
yeah, yeah.
When was the first moment you reached out to him with this idea of the trade?
So when my buddy told me he was getting us tickets front row right next to the Royals dugout, it gave me the idea to message him to do the trade. So and I know how many messages he probably gets on Instagram is unbelievable. And I never thought in a million years that he would actually respond. But I took a shot and I was like, hey, I told him my story about opening up a shop and let's make a trade. And I didn't hear nothing back. And then I messaged him a couple days before the game and I was like, hey, Friday, let's make the trade. And then I got a message back, let's do it. I was like, oh snap. And I was like,
Yeah.
for real? Because it caught me off guard even. And um and then yeah, so we just kind of messaged back and forth a little bit and um he was just like let's do it Friday. And when I got to the ballpark, we went to Pickles, got a couple drinks, and it was pouring. We were waiting for the rain to stop, and he messaged you, was like, I'm at the dugout, come now. So we started booking it.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh my
So
goodness.
it's funny when we got in, we tried to get, because a lot of people, they let a lot of people in early to sit under the grandstands because it was raining so hard. So when we got to the first gate, they weren't letting people down still. And my buddy that I was with was like, "He's gonna meet Bobby Witt Jr. You gotta let him in." And
No.
the usher would not let anybody down. So we went to the
Oh,
next gate or the next row, and there was nobody there, so we just booked it down. And
gotcha.
but it was really cool when we got down there because I mean our seats were right there, and there were some people trying to get autographs. Um, but they had a little section roped off for us too. So when I came down, Bobby started walking over because he was at the other end of the dugout, and they roped it off for us so nobody else could come by, which was awesome.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. I would
Yep.
really wish that I was there.
Yep.
So we're gonna pull up. Let's look at the bones of the trade. And I
Yep.
want you to show your bat too.
Yeah.
But we have here, oh my gosh, did I do this correctly? No, it's not the Jaden. Okay. So you're the last comp on this card. It is a
Yes.
2022 Bowman Chrome. You do see my screen, right?
Yep. I see it.
Okay. All right. And I'll get to the chat in a moment, but this is like such an important moment that I want to really flesh out here. So we got a
Yeah.
2022 Bowman Chrome Sapphire, Bobby Witt Jr. variation, red refractor out of 5, PSA 10
Yep.
on July 23rd, 2024. You bought this card for, it says 3,000, but I think you said
That is what I paid.
okay. And I guess with taxes and shipping, like
Yeah, it
30,
was 3,200 maybe or something.
3,200.
33. Yeah.
So the seller was Seacoast Sports Cards NH, who has a seller feedback of 269. So pretty low seller feedback. Like that's not like a
Yeah.
power seller.
Yeah.
I think you told me that since that sale and since the news came out from Tops that he reached out to you, right?
He did. He did. He was like, I would like to use this as publicity for our store, saying, "Hey, this was our card. We pulled it. We graded it." So it was, yeah, and
And
I
you're
was
like,
like,
"Hey,
absolutely.
as a fellow shop owner,
Yes.
soon to be." Yeah, like, absolutely. So, I am using Market Movers. They are not a sponsor for today. Actually, I wanna get to the sponsors in a little bit, but, this is the marketmoversapp.com. If you sign up with my code Denny, Denny, you get 20% off the life of your membership, subscription and a 14-day free trial. So don't use baseball. I'm gonna make a reel about that, for next week, but don't use other people's codes. Use my code. It helps me out. So it helps out the channel. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to close out this Market Movers from the tab. And so we have this. You bought it. So there are no good comps because this is like a really hard to comp card since this
It
last one.
is. It
How much
is.
do you think this card is currently worth in May of 2025?
So when I originally was trading it, I really did think it was a $7,000 card, but I had it on eBay for like 9,000, I think, for most of the time, and I really never got any offers, and I had it at many card shows actually, priced about. I had it down to 7,000 even at a couple times, and still nobody was bidding
How
on
how
it
many
or offers.
how many watchers did you have
You,
it
you know,
on?
it always had a decent amount of watchers, but probably 20, 30 always when
Okay.
I had it up. But yeah, I just never got any real offers on it. So
Okay. What was like the lowest? What was like the best? Well, I was gonna say like who's lowballed you. Did you put in like minimum offer accepted and all that
no,
stuff?
I just best offer. I didn't put a minimum, so I could have took anything, and I
Wow.
never got one offer on the card.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I had a lot of people message me on Instagram saying, "Hey, let's trade." Or
Oh
there
yeah.
was actually one guy on Instagram was from Tennessee, and he was like, "Let's meet halfway, and I'll do like I think he wanted like 2,000 cash and then a little bit trade or something like that." I just didn't want to do it for
Yeah.
that card.
Yeah.
I'd rather
Oh
hang on to
well.
the card.
Until last week Friday, yeah. So
Yes.
I did want to shout out Goat Sports Cards on eBay. We're looking at your eBay page, and that's where you had it up. You don't have it up now, of course, because you traded the card.
Yeah.
But you have 1,600 items sold, 84 followers, and you're 100% positive feedback with 1,875
Yeah. I
feedback.
try to
So that,
shift everything right away.
yeah, that's really awesome. So you got some
I
auctions ending this Friday. You got a Patrick Mahomes select field level rookie BGS 9.5. Go ahead.
I will say I reached out to Santiago Sports. Um, I knew he had the same Bobby Witt Jr. at one time, and I asked him if he still had it, but he said he sold it, and I asked him how much he sold it for. He said 5,000. So
Wow. And that was PSA 10 as well?
PSA 10 as well. There are four out of the five are PSA 10s.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
Well, since he's not a sponsor, we got to stop talking about Tyler
I know,
Santiago.
I know.
I'm just
I know.
kidding. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen for now, and I'm going to come back to this story. So let's briefly check the chat. So Bazooka Joe says, I had 10 kids swarming my table at the show yesterday, and I was so excited. I was recording my first ever set up at the show video, which, hey, good luck to you with your YouTube videos, Bazooka Joe. And he realized that after that, I had set it to camera mode. So he was not recording. I've been there.
That's funny.
Yeah, I've been there, Bazooka Joe. It's not a fun feeling, but yes, I understand. And Jarrell says, "LOL, the traffic is rough." He knows, man. He lives
Yeah,
DMV native as well. So shout out to Jarrell for being in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. So, all right, we have here. I showed the card.
yeah.
We're gonna get to the trolls in a moment. You got to
Yeah.
show the bats. I'm gonna give you the
Yeah.
spotlight, the
All right.
full. I'm gonna give you the
All right.
full solo
So,
layout. Show us what you got.
so I did get two bats. One is game used. That's the first one I'm going to show you. Um, I tried to find out what game he was using this for. I found 5 games this year where he used this type of bat. So I got to do a little bit more research, see which one it was. But
You
it's
should
uncracked.
just DM your buddy.
I know,
Just
right?
ask him.
I know, I know. I don't want to overlook. But
Oh, okay. Go
here's
ahead.
the bat. So he signed it. It is and it's actually very very game used. I gotta find that mark in a video of him using it. Um, but he has the his tape on there, and the
That's so
pine tar's still
cool.
on there. It's the grips ripped, and there's the Bobby Witt 7. Where did I come
KC7.
from? Yeah, KC7. So this bat's awesome. I gave it to my 3-year-old son to hold, and I took a picture of it and
Yeah.
sent it to Bobby, and he said,
Yeah.
"Love it." He said, "Love
Oh,
it."
that's
So,
awesome.
yep. And then here's the second bat he gave me. And when I originally made the trade, I just
Mhm.
wanted a game used bat and a picture. And he threw this in um as a gift, more like it. So this is a unused bat of his, but it's gonna look nice in the shop. It's the one he uses in most of his games. But yeah, it's awesome.
That is so cool. I'm gonna definitely screenshot that for after
Yeah.
this goes up on
Yep.
YouTube. So, do you have more to show, or should I take you off solo layout?
I do. So
Yeah, sure. Yeah, show your cards.
another reason I reached out to Bobby Witt to trade the card, um, because I started a new personal collection. It's more of a game use stuff. So I started. I want, and it's kind of funny. I saw a Tops article on somebody that was collecting Mike Trout's autographs for every year was playing autographs. So I wanted to do Bobby Witt Jr. Autograph relic. So
Mhm.
here's what I came up with so far. So I have
Okay,
the
so
this is his
dual
rookie. Yep, dual jumbo patch booklet.
booklet, Allen and Ginter. Is that
Yep.
numbered?
So it's out of 10.
Okay.
Yep, and but
Sticker or on
this is
card?
this is the only sticker auto I have, but it is a
Got it.
sticker. So
It's
on his
beautiful
rookie.
still.
Yep. So
All
that's
right.
his rookie year. Second year, I have the Dynasty Dirty Patch out of 5.
Oh, out of
Yep.
5.
Yeah. This is
Has
my
this
favorite. This is my favorite card I own of his. But all this stuff, I plan on making a really nice display in the store when it
nice.
opens up, even with the cards, the bats, the article Tops wrote on us.
I love it.
So I'm gonna do a nice display. This is the third year of his, so 2024
Mhm.
jumbo patch. That one's out of 10.
Nice.
And then I have this one is one of my favorite ones actually. So this is out of 10. I'm hearing as well. This is the 2025 lumber. Uh,
Yes, case hit lumbers.
yes, yep. And I'm
That'd be
hearing
one.
that they only made 10 of them.
Wow.
So
SSSP.
so all the ones I have are 10 and below numbered.
Now, when you look at all 4 of those cards, I think you showed
Yeah,
4, maybe 5. Well, I guess the duel is
four,
1.
four, four.
But
Yeah.
when it comes to those 4, do you feel like his auto changed much, or is it pretty consistent throughout the years?
No, it's very consistent. All of them are the
Nice.
same. I obviously it was a little bit harder to sign that lumber card, but I think all the autos are the same.
Yeah. No, I feel like
And he,
baseball players have the best autos.
I saw an article on Bobby Witt Jr. too, where he was talking about his signature and how he was in class in high school or something like that, and uh, he always practiced signing his autograph instead of putting Bobby Witt Jr. type. He just put his autograph on the page, and that's when
That's
he
awesome.
started practicing in the auto.
That's awesome. Yeah, and then you got NFL and NBA players where like John Morant just does like a little squiggly, and then it's an
Some
even smaller of a squiggly now. It's like it's gotten worse. It was already
some of
bad and
them
got
are
even
brutal.
worse.
Some of
Yeah,
them, yeah. Anthony
yeah. George
Richardson.
Pickens. It's basically like a smiley face.
Yeah,
It's like a O. I mean, yeah, it's just like a O or
Anthony Richardson. I can't. His
the,
autograph,
the
like
the tiny ant.
it's so
Yeah,
tiny.
yeah. It's an ant of an auto for Anthony Richardson. Yeah, it's
I
so
know.
small.
Yeah,
But no, I really do feel like baseball players, whether they're from America or I mean, I know some of the I mean, I've seen oh my gosh, I think this is like my favorite auto is the kanji auto, the Japanese character
yeah,
auto for Shohei Ohtani or any of
yeah.
them, but like he just there's like work put into it. But
Absolutely. Look at that. He took his
yeah,
time. He took
oh,
his time
so
on that.
loopy. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's really, really sweet.
Yep. Yep.
So I know that this was a priceless moment and a
Yes.
priceless like those bats, but
Yes.
we had some people on the internet be upset
So
on
many.
your behalf. Uh, I won't mention all the names and all the quotes, but basically like, "Oh, you got fleeced," or someone called the cops on Bobby Witt, all this stuff. I mean, you laughed. I mean, you're a Midwesterner, so you're kind, you're nice. I mean, I would have clapped back much harder, but you were just like showing grace and kindness to them.
I was
I
trying my
mean,
best.
yeah.
I had a lot of people call me and be like, "Man, you're getting roasted on the internet." I was like, "Oh man, it is brutal," but I try to put smiley faces on everything and make
If
some good comments.
if you were their friend, they would support you and would understand. Like me as a
Yeah,
friend, like I was so supportive. I mean, I was gonna make the content. Of course, I
yeah,
missed it, but like I was like, when you told me the idea, back in my head, I was like, one, I don't know the baseball market that much, but I'm like,
yeah,
it's an expensive card.
yeah,
You pay 3 grand for it,
yeah.
but then again, like that moment's priceless, and he's your favorite baseball player. Like, who am I to like tell
Absolutely.
you don't do
Yeah.
it, right? I mean, like,
I've had a lot of people reach out to me and saying this game used bat is worth more than that card now. Some people that know the bat market. Obviously, I'm never gonna sell it, so
no, yeah,
it's I did lose 3,000 technically, I guess.
yeah. No, but it's like you get 2 bats. Again, like, there is a price tag because,
Yeah,
whether it's best offer or like on auction, like if you had to sell it, you could sell it, which is nice to know.
yeah, yeah.
But it's something that you don't intend to sell ever, and
No,
it is again a
it's a priceless moment.
very well worn game used bat. Like again,
Yeah,
you can either photo match it or you can just ask,
yeah.
the source of
I
the
know.
water directly, and
I
he can
might have
tell
to.
you. And like, and then you got the PR. So even if you
The
weren't
PR.
opening up the store,
I know.
just those 2 bats, it's pretty awesome. And getting
Yes,
to meet him.
absolutely. Yeah,
Then you add on the PR,
correct.
and you add on the intrinsic marketing value, and like getting the I'm sure that you Tops didn't give you guarantee that they were going to run with the story, but like
No.
talk to me about how that all went down with did they DM
Yeah,
you and reach
so
out to you?
yeah, so when I posted my video, it took off really fast. That's the most views and most people liking my stuff since I started posting some pictures and whatnot. But Tops did they liked the comment? Then I once they commented on my video, I reached out to them and I told them the story, and they were like, "Oh, can we do that story?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So I gave them some of the background on it all. And ever since that moment too, the amount of people that have messaged me saying, "Wow, what an amazing thing," has been overwhelming. And but what's even better though, the people in this area that didn't know I was opening a card shop have reached out to me. "Hey, where are you located?" "Oh, I'm in Reston. I'm only 5 minutes away from you." It's the amount of people that have done that has been overwhelming too.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, the people
Yeah.
who are roasting you are so short-sighted, and
Yeah.
that's why you can't people always say, "Oh, the internet's undefeated." I mean, I think they were defeated here because and you definitely had some
Yeah.
supporters in the comments
Oh,
too,
I
so
know.
I'm
I know.
not but, like, I gotta say, like, I mean, you have again, you didn't do it for the marketing or the long-term value, like, you just wanted to meet Bobby and you got
Correct.
the bats and you wanted to, trade like, you get to not just gift or give, but, like, you made a swap for something that's of value to him and something that's value to you, and so, like, I'm so happy for you, like,
Thank
I
you.
I think people don't understand, like, when if you're an empath or if you're someone who is supportive of others, like you win when you win, I feel like I won. Like that's how
Yes.
happy I am for you. Like
Thank
and
you.
of course, I'm also really that's how bad I felt
I know, I'm missing
missing it.
it.
I
I
felt
know.
so bad.
I know.
But I'm just so happy for you. So like
I appreciate it.
I can't wait to see the display with Bobby
Yeah.
Witt's memorabilia up on the wall.
The wife
And
has
like
ordered everything for it. She's already ordered picture frames and pictures and prints and back cases. She has an idea what she wants to do too. So she's gonna get to do the design.
yeah, because she's an interior designer, right?
Well, she does
So
it as a hobby.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
she has her own like
Yeah.
social media with it. Like,
Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
that's her. Yeah, that's her
Side thing to
hot.
do.
Like, yeah, we have our
Yes.
hobbies. She has her
Cards.
hobby.
She.
Yeah,
Yes.
her LCS is like Michael's and like Hobby
Yes.
Lobby. Yeah, I feel like it's so funny. Whenever I go into a Michael's for whatever I do, I'm like, man, I'm like the only guy here. This must be what it's like to be like a woman in a woman in the hobby, or like just
Yeah.
I'm the only guy in here.
I
The
know.
ratio is completely inverse.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome that you got to do that. I'm very happy for you. Um, is there anything that else that we should cover from this moment? Because I do want to. I can't believe it's already 45 minutes in. But what
Yeah.
other things to talk about? But anything else you wanted to say about this experience?
I would do it over in a heartbeat. That's it. It was just an awesome experience. And anybody that has a chance to do it, I would recommend doing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's I know. I mean, shout out to one person that comes to mind is Tyler Tarver. He loves Jordan Poole, and so I know
Yeah.
he's gotten to like kind of similar to you, like pre-game meet, like where the athlete, you didn't go on the he didn't go on the court, you didn't go into onto the field, but
Yeah.
you get a picture, you kind of exchange, you give them a card, and you kind of do a little bit of DMing. I think that's awesome, like
Yeah.
because I feel like some of these athletes just don't care. They don't
Yeah.
care at all. And then some of them really do. And some of them,
Yeah.
whether they're in the hobby or not, they like appreciate their fans. I think some people, some athletes just they're just there to it's almost like a job. It's like just clock in, clock out. Like they don't care about the fans. And unfortunately, sometimes it shows from their autographs.
So the next homestand that Bobby went to Kansas City, a buddy that a newer buddy that I've been talking with was on the field for some type of like he has season tickets or whatever, but he was on the field with him and brought a Patrick Mahomes second year patch auto out of 15, and he traded that to him, and Bobby gave him cleats and assigned
Wow.
one of the bats as well, but not game used. It was one of the Victus ones, the gray one, model ones. But he did a trade with him a couple days later, and so I kind of I saw that, and I reached out to Tom, and we just been talking back and forth, and Tom. So the family and I are actually going to Colorado here coming up, and we're making a couple trip baseball stadium trips. We're gonna hit up Cincinnati Park first, then go to Kansas City, hit up a game in Colorado. But he found out that I was going to the game in Kansas City, and he has season tickets, so he upgraded. Well, first he was like, "Do you have parking?" I was like, "Oh, I don't have parking yet." He's like, "Well, take my parking pass." So he forwarded me the parking pass, and then he's like, "Well, you you got to be up close for you because I'm bringing the whole family this time, and my 3-year-old son loves Bobby Witt Jr. too." He's like, "You got to be up close," so he forwarded us his tickets too. I think he's still going to the game, so we're gonna meet a few of the people that are in the Facebook Bobby Witt Jr. Page, but it was just overwhelming support and kindness. It's amazing.
The actual positive forces of the internet and
Yes.
Facebook. Like, wow, Facebook used for good. Who knew?
I
That's
know, right?
awesome. I love it. I love
Because
it.
most of the negative comments I got were Facebook.
There's the other side of the
Yeah,
community building and community destroying. So,
yeah, I know.
I do want to talk about the like more about you and the trade night that I'm going to do and all that stuff. But before I get to that, I want to get into the comments real brief, and then we could talk a little bit more about the Bobby Wood stuff. But thank you for sharing that part.
Yeah, yeah.
So Bazooka Joe says, I know what it's like to have a I will never ever sell item. When I was a kid, I mowed lawns for an entire summer to buy a Mike Schmidt rookie card. Then the guy who lives across the street, uh, worked for an electronics company, and Mike hired them to change the records in his jukebox every year, and he took it with him and got it autoed in his kitchen for
Oh
me.
man, that's awesome.
Amazing. And almost like clockwork, as he's talking about Mike Schmidt, there's an Emily Schmidt who says, "Hey." She goes, "Hey, what's up?" And then Bazooka says, "LOL, speaking of Schmidt." So that's
Yeah,
pretty funny.
that is funny.
Um, So yeah. Oh no, do we have a troll here? Unpack Heroes from I think from it might be the same one, maybe not, from Instagram.
Yeah.
He says you got fleeced question mark. So we won't retell the whole story, Unpack. Thank you for being here. But yeah, so Bryan just made a uh $7,000 rookie card trade for a game used auto bat and a non-game used. How many are those? Like those bats are bigger than your kid, right? I mean, like
Yes.
when he's
Yeah.
holding them, he's got to be
Yeah,
looking
they're
like
big. Correct. They're as
like
tall as
Darth
they're as
Vader
tall
with
as
the
him.
lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome. How much do
it's
they weigh? Are they like 28
I
ounce
can
or
tell you.
something? Yeah,
Both of them
yeah.
are the same. Whoops,
I'm
whoops.
gonna put you on the solo layout
Yeah.
here.
They are 33.5 on the length and 31
Oh,
ounces.
sorry, let me take off the banner. Ugh, amateur. All right, here we go. Say that again, please.
Yep, they're 33.5 in length and 31 ounces.
That's so awesome.
Birch.
And so,
There's
so
birch.
the birch. Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask about the wood.
Yeah.
And then the the bat knobs I know have gotten a lot of love or play on social media from tops
Yeah.
about putting them into cards. So the bat knob is
So
what color is it?
hold on one second. His gray Victus bat is
Yeah,
maple. So the red one's
maple.
birch and the gray one's maple. I don't know the reasoning behind him switching between the two. Maybe, man,
Is it weight?
the red one's so he doesn't use a lot
Mm-hmm.
in games. So maybe certain temperatures. Who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe he
yeah.
might have something there. But here's the bat knob.
There you go.
That's
KC7. That's really
yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
It's so cool. My 3-year-old just when he grabbed the bat, he immediately went to the bat knob and was like,
There you go.
I like he biggest smile ever.
Oh man,
But
it's gonna
it's
be great
funny
when
too. He's
yeah.
going around too. He's like, my dad traded Bobby Witt a card and got 2 bats. He tells everybody.
It's funny. I bet like the teachers and people are like, sure, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Like
Yeah,
plagiarizing it.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So before I get back to the chat, I did want to say thank you. Okay, so thank you, Bryan. You're going to be here talking about this too. We'll try not to go for another, probably no more than 20 more minutes, because I
Yeah.
do want to talk about PSA pops and V friends. But
Yeah.
tonight, oh, wrong one. Show across the banner. All right. So I don't know why this is not scrolling down the bottom. I don't know what's going on here, but oh, it's because it's too long. I see. All right, I'm learning something. So tonight's Hobby Hangout Live is sponsored not by an outside source, it's sponsored by me. So I have a trade night. I actually made 250 of these flyers. Part of the reason I was late for that thing. So
Yep.
this is a sports card and Pokemon card trade night at the Garden ALX. It's for the DMV card community. I think we have one of the best in the country, and I would love for the love uh, shown by the DMV community so that we could just make some really fun trades and fun content and just do a bunch of giveaways. We have 3 sponsors, and I'm going to mention them here. They didn't sponsor this podcast, but I'm definitely going to give them a shout out. But it is free, and it is May 15th, this upcoming Thursday from 6 o'clock to 9:30 p.m. And tonight's trade night sponsors are not tonight's. The trade night sponsors are Hobby Box App. You could find them on Instagram, one word, Hobby Box App. And basically, they didn't give me none of these people give me talking points. I'm just going to talk about them briefly, Bryan, if that's okay.
Yep.
Actually, let me pull up the website. That'll help. Share a screen window. Oh, see, this is why I need to share. Well, gosh,
There it goes.
that's that's like, all right. Do you see Hobby Box App?
Actually, I think it's Sharon.
Oh, it's still sharing the thing,
Yeah.
the crazy thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me stop sharing. Let me go to present again. I don't know why it doesn't show. There we go. Thank you. All right.
There it is.
Hobbybox.app is the website, but when you go to that website, it says download in Apple Store and Google Play, but they also have their shows on their Instagram account, which is Hobby Box App, one word, and you get to discover nearby card shows and import your slabs, making your collections available to attendees. So there's a demo of the Hobby Box in action. I'm not going to click on it and show you, but they gave money for the event, and I just got to talking with the owner, and he just seemed like a very nice person. And it's free. This is not something you have to pay for. It's just go ahead and use them and check out, because so many people reach out to me. Hey, Danny, when's the next card show? Are you going to this show? Are you going to go to that show? Like, I'm gonna just tell them, hey, check out Hobby Box app, and you get to know what shows are in your area. So there's that. The second is C3 grading. You can go to c3grading.com. They do have a new website, and they are a grading company. And it says here, their slogan is the next level of card grading is here. And they have a 2 to 3 week timeline turnaround from when they get their cards. And they also do horizontal slabs and free return shipping. I know PSA is the flag bearer and this, for resale value, but no one likes paying their insured shipping, and no one likes their 2 to 3 month plus timeline for returning of the cards. And of course, the cost, there's no upcharge fees. It's $9 per card, but if you use code Denny, DENNY, you get an extra dollar off, and you also get subgrades. So I don't know. I'm going to do some more content with C3, but they're always supportive of my stuff. And so thank you for, for the support, and check them out. Again, $9 per card up to 99 cards. And then, I mean, some people are grading more than 100 cards at once. Not me, but the people who are, it's $8 per card. So then it would be $7 per card. And it says no upcharges or fees ever, with, again, free return shipping with any submission of 50 cards or more. So there's that. Bryan, before I just briefly getting your opinion on grading. I understand you don't have any C3 grading in your inventory and stuff like
I
that.
do.
PSA is the, they sell for the most, but do you sell like BGS, SGC, CGC slabs?
Absolutely. I don't mind even Beckett. I still like Beckett. I know they've been
Yeah.
falling a little bit of late, but obviously PSA though is the top one.
You're so Midwestern. They say just they've been falling a little bit of late. I mean, that's like such a nice way to put it. It's like, to me, it's like they're almost dead. Put them in the grave. They're
I still like
three.
Beckett.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. That's the thing. But we're
Yeah,
both like older guys. Like
I
the
know,
young
I
kids, they
know,
don't care about Beckett. They don't care who
I know,
Dr. Beckett is. They just want the best resale value for their cards.
I know. When
So yeah,
when when the shop opens, we are taking PSA submissions for everyone.
okay. We're gonna talk about C3. I'm gonna try to convert you into maybe a C3
I know.
submission
Yeah, it's
site too. We'll
possible.
see.
It's possible.
It's
We'll see.
possible. Yeah. So the third sponsor is My Card Post, and this is where you could do buy, sell, trade of multiple cards. It is free to have an account, but if you do want to sell or trade your cards, it is basically like a Netflix monthly subscription. Goats is not in here, but there is another Goats in here. Goats show cards or something like that. So they're impersonating you, Bryan.
Yeah, that's
So yeah, they have a community, buy, sell, trade. Again, they also have an app. All right, so that's enough. They didn't pay for this read, but I just wanted to put it in here because they're supporting me, and I'm supportive of all hobby companies. And it's just a matter of prioritizing, the ones that see the value in me. I see, I appreciate them. So I'm gonna stop sharing, and we are gonna go now talking about what was it? Go back up to the I gotta go back to comments. It is I know it's about PSA orders and the V friends, but I'm gonna just show it here. All right, so before we get to the PSA grades, let's talk about V friends, because it's topical and it's something that people may be interested in. So V friends this past week came out with I guess I know there's like a V friends like TCG, and it's like paper cards, and there's some foil cards, but this is like the first time they're doing Topps Chrome V Friends, the standard distribution. They got the hobby boxes going out to LCSs and going out to breakers. And then they have the retail blasters and megas or whatever it is going out to the retail establishments like Walmart and Target and wherever else you get your, Ace Hardware store. So I, I'm gonna hold on my opinion, my comments. I just want you to talk about it first.
So I bought a few boxes now. I will have them in store when I open up. Um, but I like them a lot. N- there's value to it because they're selling on eBay for um a decent amount of money. Some cards are going like there's a black cat, a very, very, very rare black cat, and it has like different variations of eyes and stuff like that. That card's actually selling for quite a bit on eBay. Um, but that's not why I like it. The reason why I like it is on the back, all the quotes it has with it. The quotes are awesome.
Inspirational.
Yes,
Okay.
very.
You're very you're a very positive, kind person, Brian.
Yeah,
And I definitely try to be. But
yeah,
again, sometimes the hobby just bogs me down and gets me down. But I I so here's where I'll share my thoughts on it.
yeah,
I actually like Gary V's,
um,
positive. It's he actually even talks about it's not toxic positivity, it's like practical positivity. And I
yeah,
like some of his content and inspirational stuff. Like I do. I like it.
yeah,
I know some people call him not a shill. They call again. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying people like to call him. His haters like to call him a grifter, snake oil salesman. This is
yeah,
pump and dump, all this stuff. I'm very much in between those two camps of I'm not one of these content creators. Like you have not heard a
yeah,
single peep from me, you or anyone else, even privately. Like I haven't
yeah,
really until just now, I haven't really shared my thoughts about it, but it's not for me. I'm
yeah,
not gonna buy any of it, but I'm also not gonna hate on anyone who buys it. I'm not gonna
yeah,
say anyone who buys it is a fool or a moron. Like I think those are just really toxic attitudes and words.
yeah.
If people want to buy it, like there's people buy all sorts of things,
Oh, I know.
I just know for me, I already have a limited budget. I already went way over my limited budget buying chasing chasing these stupid downtowns and uptowns in optic. And
Yeah,
so I can't allocate any more of my budget towards an IP that I have no, like, say, nostalgic feelings for. I
yeah,
know that Gary Vee is trying to make this into his own IP for like Pokemon, but and he talks about some other. I was watching his stuff because I do consume his content.
yeah,
He was saying something about how, oh, Saturday morning cartoons and like, look at all these cartoons and, they have these cards and like, buy the rookie cards and people are like, oh, you're just trying to pump and dump. The thing about this, the Hanna-Barbera cartoons or Pokemon or this or that is they have the IP. Again, I don't know what Gary Vee's going to do with it, but like I know that he's trying to make some comics out of it and he's trying to make some more like things, but when we're talking like consumption by kids, it's
yeah,
TV, it's TV and movies. And so
yeah.
like he has to probably pump a lot more money into his IP to make it more palatable for consumption by kids. It can't just be cards or comics.
Yeah,
So that's my opinion on it. I just think that it's great for someone to have his own, like, who wouldn't want to make their own line of cards? Like
I
again,
know, right?
I think a lot of the haters just want to they would of course they wouldn't hate if they're friend. If they were friends of Gary Vee, you think they're gonna hate on him? No, they're gonna be
I know, I
supportive,
know.
right?
Yeah,
But they're not
absolutely.
friends with him, right? They
Yeah,
don't know him. I don't know him. I would
I
never
don't
say
know.
that I know him, but
Yeah,
his team never reached out saying, "Hey, would you wanna get a free box and have him come on your podcast?" Like, like I'm not, big time with
definitely.
podcasts. I'm bigger on Instagram, but it's not like I don't have the platform like Neo Cards and Comics or Sports Card Dad,
Yeah,
Dustin. So, he's making the rounds, he's making the interview rounds, and it's great. Like I'm
yep,
happy for all the people who've had him on. I've watched some of it. I haven't watched all of it. Part of me, yeah, like there's a little bit of like, oh, it'd be fun to do that, but
yeah,
there's no part of me that's like hating on anyone who likes it, consumes it, appreciates it. Like, it's just not for me. So
Yeah.
that's my opinion on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You recently bought some of it and
You.
you said a black cat. So yeah,
Yeah.
there are
I
different
actually have it right
variations.
here.
Yeah, show it. Show it.
Hold on. Hold on. Give me
Cuz
a sec.
yeah,
One
yeah,
sec.
as you're finding it, I'm going to just say
Yep.
there are these like variations on the cat's eyes. Like I forget which one's more rare than the others, but there's like yellow eyes, green eyes, red eyes.
Yep.
So you just kind of have to know because there's no numbering as far as I know.
Yeah.
It's just SSPs.
Correct.
So you got
Oh
this
no, they
by
do have they have serial number cards as
they do
well.
have serial number cards. Okay.
Yeah.
So you bought this on the what is it? The what Jeff Wilson
I was on his, yeah. I
yeah, so
actually, it's funny. I was flipping through Whatnot, just messing around, and I ended up on it. And I was like, you know what? I might as well bid on this just to see what it's like.
all right, so
And
how much were they? It was 3 packs, right?
yeah, I bought 3 packs for like $80, which is
Ooh.
high, and yes, it's very high. But at the same time, it was kind of cool just opening packs with Jeff and Gary V. And
Yeah.
Gary V was like, "Let's go, ghosts!" And that's
Yeah.
priceless to me. But here's that black cat,
Yellow eyes. Okay.
yellow eye. So this is not the rare one, but it's still
Okay.
selling for like 85, $100 on eBay, which is insane
You did get your
right
money
now.
back.
Yes, absolutely. But I'm gonna put this in the shop and not sell it. It
Okay.
says on the back, it says, so the very, 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 very lucky black cat, competitive advantage, sees opportunity where others see chance, bringing a spark of luck to every occasion. Luck isn't random; it's being open to life's surprises and knowing when to pounce. I'm gonna put it on my wall just because it says that.
You know what? That sounds pretty nice. I like that.
Yeah,
I'm very much of the mindset of yeah, you can create your own luck to an extent.
yeah.
Sometimes you're just dealt the cards you are dealt in life, but that's yeah,
And
I like Gary Vee. I don't love Gary Vee. I wouldn't say that I'm a huge fan
yeah,
of like, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, he curses so much and it's for kids."
yeah,
Believe me, these kids know all the curse words left and right, and they see it on every sort of media, streaming or
yeah.
YouTube, and so I don't have a problem with that. I mean, even
Some
though,
of
like,
the
I'm not gonna be like, "Oh my gosh," clutching my pearls, like, "Oh,
yeah,
Gary V's cursing." Like,
some of the inserts in the set are really nice too. They have a lot of shine to them,
okay,
sparkle. That's like I think they call it uh, or a manga or whatever.
manga, yeah,
Yeah.
legendary lemur. That's
Yes.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
So they're pretty cool. I think they're
lemurs.
cool.
I remember watching, when my kids were watching like Madagascar. I feel like lemurs are a
Yeah.
pretty cool animal or something like mammal or something like that. Okay.
Yeah. And they got
Alright,
refractors in them too.
okay.
So it's pretty cool.
Look, it's Topps Chrome, right? Look,
I
I'm
know
wearing
it is
I
top
didn't
scroll.
intend to make this
Yeah.
a thing, but Topps, like,
Yeah.
this is a Hobby Rip Night shirt. Like,
Yeah.
I've never received any compensation from them for anything, and I'm not
Yeah.
looking to. But did I get some free things to give out to kids? Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Topps Chrome basketball, licensed Topps Chrome basketball. Like that's my big
I
thing.
know. I know.
And so for me, it's just it doesn't sing to me. It doesn't resonate with me, V friends. But
Yeah.
you bought it. I'm
I
happy
did.
for you. And you hit a lucky, very, very,
I,
very, very,
yeah.
very, very lucky cat. So
That I think I'm just gonna put on my wall.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm like thrilled. I mean, that's like it's like a good luck charm for you. So that's
Yeah, I think so.
like these cards have to mean something. And for you,
Yeah.
it means something. You
Yep.
bought it on Jeff Wilson's stream on Whatnot, and Gary Vee
Yeah.
was there, and he like they didn't know about your story
No. No.
in the stream. But no, I think it's fantastic that you have a physical representation of that moment. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. So
Mhm.
you're gonna have that at the store. You're gonna have your Bobby Witt wall.
Yes.
You are gonna have
We're gonna
I
have
gotta
some Michael Jordan stuff too, and obviously the goats. We're gonna put some stuff up.
it's the name is in it's in the name.
Yes.
So and I will be doing my absolute best to try to buy some of those cards for sure.
I have a really nice Tom Brady autographed helmet that's out of 12 iced Tom Brady helmet. It's gonna be up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love to hear it. So I'm gonna try to land this plane a little bit quicker, not
Yeah.
quicker, but like eat better than I have maybe in the past. So let's close with talking about your recent PSA order. How many cards? How many gems? What mix of cards? All that stuff.
So the PSA order did take a little bit longer than previous orders, but they sent that message out saying they're behind on that. So it was this last order was it was I think about 120,
Ooh,
130 cards or something like
wow.
that. Um it was it was better than my last sub, but nowhere near what I was pushing out. Because I was always near 50% gem right on
Okay.
tens, and the previous order I probably was at 25%. But
Wow.
this one jumped up a little bit. It was like at 38% gem right.
Wow.
But I got upcharged on nines, so
You got upcharged on 9 of the cards.
no, I got on some nines
You
this
got
this
upcharged on 9s.
yeah.
Oh, because there were, the declared value. Yeah, because one of them
Yes.
was like a Skeens,
Schemes.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was
mean,
that gold sapphire first auto.
yeah, that's like not a yeah, it's a raw that's more than a $500 card. So I
Yeah.
heard of this strategy. Again, I'm not telling people to do this, but I may try
Yeah.
to make content and try to do this because much as I like C3, like I'm not exclusive to them. They say, yeah, go ahead and grade a PSA. Like we're not telling you what to do,
Yeah.
but I am gonna have a PSA order go out soon because I finally caved and I did get the membership
Yeah.
because I want to do I did an express order which I haven't made content about yet, but
Yeah.
basically, I heard that if you do like your bulk submission and you add in a second order that's in like an express or like a value add
Yeah.
where they have to open up the box sooner to get to that higher tiered submission,
Yeah.
that maybe that can help expedite the cards. Now, I don't know if that's true,
Yeah.
but I do know that if you pay for express and they have to get you the card back in 5 business days, then they have to open up the box.
Yeah.
What happens after they open the box, I don't know, but I know that
Okay.
that's why they have
That
those
makes sense.
barcodes.
Yeah.
Like that's why they have the scanning and the barcodes so that they
Yeah.
know what to do. So I'm gonna try it out. I mean, I have my 20 cards. I always have a lot of cards. It's just a matter of now I'm
Yeah.
getting afraid because I imagine because you've created so much,
Yeah.
like you're not
That's
intentionally you're not intentionally submitting cards with dinged corners, but
correct. Correct.
every
I
card.
had a couple sixes in this oven. I one of them was the Ellie De La Cruz stained glass one, and I'm look. I
Yeah,
don't know
what
why
is
it's a six.
Yeah, yeah, it's like you're like everyone is pouring through these, looking at them,
Yeah.
centering tools.
Yeah.
Some people clean and the surfaces. Like I just did a microfiber cloth, but like people are they're so knowledgeable, but it's like the
Yeah.
goalposts have been moved, right? And now it's like, oh my gosh, now it's a lot harder. It's harder across the board. So this is
Yeah.
not a user error. This is not, oh, we don't know what we're doing. It's like the goalposts have moved for everyone, and now everyone is like
Yeah.
freaking out.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll make
I,
content
s-
out of it. But it definitely makes me not want to grade. I'll
I
say
sent another order off though yesterday, so another 200 cards. So we'll see.
200. So
Yeah,
these cards are for your vending table and also for the show. I
yeah,
mean, for the
or
shop.
for the shop. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So 2 months. I mean, today's May
Uh-huh.
11th, July 12th. That's in 2 months and a day, and that's right before the national too. So, I
Yeah,
mean, I am. You're not going to national. You're not going to Fanatics Fest or national, right?
I am not. I
Okay.
went last year just walking around. I was asked to be a vendor this time at the Fanatics Fest, but with the shop opening up, I
Yeah.
decided not to.
Yeah. No, it makes total sense. Future years, sure, but
Yep,
you got a lot on your plate right now, including a
absolutely.
young
Yeah,
family. So,
correct. I
well,
took them
thank.
last year though.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think it was funny. Not that I influenced you, but I was making a lot of content, and you're like, you know
Yes,
what? I think I'm gonna make a quick trip up, and I was like,
yes,
that's so awesome.
yeah.
So Bazooka Joe says, have a great night, all, and thanks for all you do. Best of luck with your new shop.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bazooka Joe. Thank you, J2 Comics, Q Train, Emily, Unpack Heroes, a bunch of people who rolled in and out. I think we missed the Snickerdoodle gang, but it's all good. Shout out to everyone who listened, and if you're listening on replay, thank you for doing that as well. And yeah, have a great week in the hobby. And Bryan, thanks so much for being on, and
Thanks for having me.
keep us updated. And I'll next
Will
time
do.
I'm gonna just get a helicopter to get to get the chopper to get to the game, I
I
think.
know, right?
Yeah. All
All
right.
right,
Take
thanks,
care.
Dan. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay.